Alrighty, YouTube. It is Reed with the NR Collectors here. I've got a decent-sized haul here, and I got some store exclusives that I got and ordered, and some from a hunt that I went on Saturday. I was kind of sad. I missed out on an auction for one of the Star Wars action figure covers on eBay, one of the ones I'm missing. If you guys know me, you know I collect the Star Wars action figure covers, and I saw the black and white Luke Skywalker #1 for a fantastic price, and I missed out on it, I bid on it, but I lost the auction ultimately. I did some bad eBaying. I didn't put in a max bid and whatnot, and I was outbid in the last 15 seconds. So I was really sad about missing that book. I was really looking forward to having that in my collection, but again, you know, I got too arrogant and didn't act smart with my eBaying. So it's kind of like some retail therapy. I went to a new comic book store in Aurora, Colorado called All Seas Comics and Collectibles. They sell comics, coins, and cards, or like the All Seas. So it's a neat shop. They had a whole bunch of stuff. I got a pretty decent stack of books there. So I guess I'll go ahead and start with those. Amazing Spider-Man 602. I just really like this cover. It's an Addy Granoff cover. I saw this a long time ago and put it on my list, and there it was, $3. So can't go wrong with that. Here's Batman and Robin Adventures #8. It's a fairly pricey book. I believe it's, you know, an early appearance of Harley Quinn. I think that's why, even still, this one was $20. It's in really good condition, which, you know, it seemed like a fair price. So picked that up. Kind of working on completing my run of Batman and Robin Adventures and then Batman Adventures. So along that line, I picked up Batman Adventures #4. Nothing really special, just a run filler there. They had a bunch of these Batman Adventures that I don't have yet, but I only got the one. Didn't want to go too far overboard, even though I was planning on spending a lot more than I did on that eBay, that Luke Skywalker black and white action figure cover for Star Wars #1. I was planning on spending a lot on that, but I just didn't really have it in me to spend a whole lot at this store per se. Detective Comics 831. I don't know, I don't think anything really too special. I just really like this cover. So it's actually a really good story too. I read it. It's got Harley and the second ventriloquist, and I think it's the same Scarface, but the second ventriloquist is in this book, so it's a story with them, and I thought it was a really, really fun read. And kind of along those lines, that kind of inspired me also to pick this one up. This is Detective Comics 827, so this was 831, this is 827. This is the first appearance of the second ventriloquist. So if you watched one of my more recent videos, Detective Comics 583, the first appearance of the ventriloquist, was on my 2019 want list. I picked that up not that long ago, so I've been kind of on a ventriloquist kick. So that's the first appearance of the second ventriloquist, only $3 for that. This is Detective Comics 584, which I believe is the second appearance of the ventriloquist. So this is 584. His first appearance was 583, so I believe this is his second appearance. And then the other book I picked up at All Seas Comics and Collectibles was, again, Detective Comics 803. If you guys have been watching my videos for any length of time, you know I am a sucker for a Penguin cover. Penguin's my favorite villain, so I collect Penguin books. Saw this, had to pick it up. Again, I think this one was only $3, so the price was right. So that was that. Here's just some of the more recent Art Germ variants to add to the Art Germ collection. I'm sure a lot of people have seen those. Symbiote Spider-Man #1 and Catwoman 10. And then I was also lucky enough to pick up this one, Captain Marvel #1, the Walmart exclusive Art Germ variant cover. So it's, what was it, the Life of Captain Marvel #1 that Art Germ did of this, but she had short hair. So this is the long hair version. And according to Art Germ's Facebook page, there were only 2 of these per store in Walmart. So the day I saw that came out, I went to Walmart. I had never bought comic books at Walmart before, so I was wandering all over the store aimlessly, and got to the point where I just had to Google, like, where did they keep the comic books, and it said, I found something that said, oh, they keep them over by the baseball cards, but then of course I couldn't find the baseball cards, so then I just had to ask someone, where do they keep the baseball cards? So I went, and this was the last one that my Walmart had, so really excited to pick that up. Semi-rare, I think, and if it's only 2 per Walmart, granted there's a whole ton of Walmarts out there, but there's that. So then the rest of these are just a couple online, I guess, exclusives. So this one, I just really like this cover. Might be able to guess why. Symbiote Spider-Man #1. This is the KRS Comics exclusive. Tyler Kirkham. This is just their A cover. I didn't get, Virgins, and they had one with Black Cat, I think, and then they had one with Gwen Stacy, naturally. So, and this will kind of tie into a little bit of a rant that I have with my next couple books here. Actually, I forgot to grab some, so I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so the rest of these are my Detective Comics 1000 books that I picked up. I was fairly disappointed with at least a lot of the store exclusive comics or store exclusive covers for Detective Comics 1000. And yes, I am somewhat of a hypocrite on this, but you'll see why. But I felt like at least half, if not more, of the store exclusives for Detective Comics 1000 featured Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman on them, and just them, no Batman at all. And Detective Comics has always been, at least my understanding, a Batman book. So I thought it kind of odd that so many covers didn't include Batman on them at all, not even with the Gotham City Sirens. And I understand why they did it. Everyone, including me, as you can tell by this, likes covers of beautiful women on them. So I understand why, that they sell. People like getting, really good-looking Harleys and Ivies and Catwomans on there. But at the same time, I felt like not enough of the covers featured Batman. But these are the, the open, I guess the open edition or whatever you call them, covers that all the stores got. So this is the 1930s variant by Steve Rude. I just really like that. I'm a history buff as well, so I like the old callback to Golden Age Batman there. And it wasn't these per se that I had a problem with. Like I said, it was more with the store exclusives that focused exclusively on Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman. But I'm also kind of a hypocrite on that, and you'll see why. So, 1970s by, who did that one? Bernie Wrightson. Really like that. Red's my favorite color, so I really like the red background. And then this one, the 90s, cover. So, you know, they did a cover for each of the decades. So those were the 3 decades I picked up, and then I picked up a blank cover as well. Hopefully I can get like a penguin sketch or something on this one from someone sometime eventually. And then, of course, naturally, this is, you know, one of the books that I'm both complaining about, but again, I'm really happy that I got them, the Art Germ books. So this is kind of what I was getting at with the Detective Comics 1000s. You know, you get, you know, Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman, and these look really good. You know, I'm not saying it's a bad cover, you know, I'm just saying so many of them had only these 3 characters on it and didn't include Batman. This one includes Batman. I also got the Golden Age version of it, and you will notice no Batman. So while I love this cover, I'm also kind of annoyed by it. It's kind of the same gripe I have like with Spider-Man books. Like, so many Spider-Man variants now don't even have Spider-Man on them. They have Mary Jane, Gwen, or Black Cat on them. I'm thinking, you know, J. Scott Campbell books. I know Unknown Comics and, you know, KRS, and a lot of those online stores, they do covers with just the beautiful women on them, which I like, don't get me wrong. You know, I like beautiful women more than the next guy, but I don't know. It just seems a little, I don't know, unoriginal. You know, I don't know. I'd kind of like to see something a little different, you know. So while these are great covers, don't get me wrong, you know, I still spent money on them, so that's why I said I'm somewhat of a hypocrite on these things, but I don't know. And there were a lot of comics, you know, a lot of covers for this that did, you know, just include Batman. There were a couple that included him and, you know, most of his rogues gallery, which was really good. But, you know, these were really expensive books, and I was, you know, planning on picking up a lot of them, and I kind of had to really pick and choose which ones to get. And as a avid Art Germ collector, I had to get these, so regardless of how I feel about the selection of characters on them. So anyway, I don't know, you guys probably don't really care about hearing me rant. I'm sure a lot of people just fast forward through this, but yeah, so this is what I got recently. Got a good stack. I thought it was enough for haul, so there's that. I've been kind of on an eBay kick, so I don't know if I'll be getting any you know, big books on eBay, but I'll be building up for the next haul whenever that'll be. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later.